doing well. Welcome back to a little agency therapy. We're jamming today. The messaging that we're seeing on social media nowadays, it's all very lead generation focused. Do you feel like we're going to see kind of the shift or swing back the other direction?
No.
Free resources, lead magnets. The list is endless. Oh, it did flip. What's up, squad? Hope you guys, the new intro is fucking cooking. Can you feel the fucking heat? Everyone just type in Lee Media in the fucking chat right now, because Tyler cooked on that new intro. It is fire. Fire. What up, Corey? If you guys enjoyed that intro, give some Lee Media some attention in the chat. What is up, my young son? My young son cooking. Dejon crazy. Guys, I hope you're having a great week so far. Welcome into Agency Therapy. Stoked that you're here today. Thank you for taking a little time and attention on the live stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We got a fun, packed, organic content one for you guys today. And here's the thing. I'm not even going to teach you guys how to create organic content here today. That's not what this is about. But utilizing your organic content to drive some leads into the business. And you guys know I already have a Miro board already set up for it, ready to go. And here's the thing. Felix gave me some great ideas for some new segments in agencies therapy. Probably won't be implementing new things until next year. I'll be going on a little sabbatical or a vacation, as some people call it, at the end of the year here. So I'll be out for about 2 weeks. But we'll be back next week. Don't worry, guys. We'll be back next week for some extra agency therapy. But when the new year rolls around, I'm going to have something brand new. We're going to extend the stream time a little bit so you guys can come in and out and come hang out for a little bit longer. We'll do new segments. We'll have it a little bit longer, about a 3-hour live stream every single week. Content, baby. We're leaning in this year. Let's fucking go. All right, team. So we got a strategy to lay out today. We got about an hour to cook through it. So let's hop in. Let's freaking hop in. All right, I'm going to drop the stream board inside of the chat for you guys just in case you need it. And we can hop into today's training. I'm really excited for this one, guys. This has been a strategy I've been utilizing for 5-6 months now. And it's been really effective for us in landing new clients. And I'm rolling it out to you guys first. And not even my own clients really know about this strategy quite yet. So kind of crazy. You guys are getting the first sneak peek. So luckily there's quite a few of you guys here today. Let's roll. So you might have to start taking lessons from Tyler on editing. Honestly, I mean, you know, he's saucy, bro. He's saucy. He gets it done. All right. I dropped the link inside of the stream for you guys. That way you guys can have some access to it. Let's do a little share screen. Let's jump in. Let's get trained up. Let's learn something today. Always feels good to learn, right? All right. Let's hop in. Whoop. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. If you can't, something's wrong on your end, not on my end. All right. Okay. So you guys, a few weeks ago, we chatted about lead magnets. I think it was episode 22 or something, but we talked about lead mags and putting together your lead mags. So hopefully you guys took the homework assignment and actually developed some lead magnets for yourself, some assets that you can now utilize in your organic strategy. If you missed it, you need to go back and you need to go watch that. Not right now, but like after this. So watch this first, stay with me, hang out. Okay. And then after, go back and watch that one, because it is crucial to what I'm going to be talking about today in this training. So let's zoom in for a hot second here. And real quick, if I click on this, does it show? No, it doesn't. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do a share screen that is gonna be a little bit more effective here. So give me 2 seconds. Can I share the entire screen? I can. Beautiful. Actually, a window. Let's do that instead. Because I'm gonna be opening up a few tabs here. So I'm gonna take us into Inception for a hot second here. You guys are gonna see a lot of action. Whoa, crazy. All right. Okay. So when I change, it changes. Okay, beautiful. Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna bring this over here for a hot second. There we go. That's way better. Way better. All right. It's my first time streaming. I apologize. Okay. So, you guys jumping into the training today. So, just a quick reminder, you guys, if you didn't do this lead magnet training, go back and watch part 21 on building lead magnets. Otherwise, this is not going to be very effective because you're going to need some assets. You're going to need some resources, things to share with other people that are going to add value to them. And if you can't add value, then this strategy does not work very well. So, you guys should have some assets, some training, some resources that you can send out to other people because that's going to be our hook. That's how we're going to get people's attention and start conversations. If you guys hate cold conversations with people, this is a great way to break a barrier of a cold conversation. So, if you're not a big fan of cold outreach, this is a great way to mitigate that. Okay. Now, let's look at a solid lead magnet together. All right. So, we'll switch over here. Agency Impact Planner. Want to show you guys this real fast. So if you guys haven't seen our Agency Impact Planner before, it's pretty saucy. If you want a free download, it's literally in all of my bios. Okay, so you can go get that download. It's 100% free. But this is a lead magnet, believe it or not. Okay, and inside of this lead magnet, it's very lengthy. And then we also put together a training inside of it as well. But like this is an example of a lead magnet that you guys can utilize, right? And the idea of building a lead magnet or building out a resource for someone is that it is high level, right? We don't want to necessarily leave any pieces missing. We want to give them a full training, something that's actually going to add value. Don't block anything from them, right? Don't gatekeep your resources, okay? Because here's the thing: is they'll find it somewhere else if they don't find it with you. So give for free, okay? Build value, build trust with your audience, okay? So that's kind of what a solid lead magnet would look like. And remember, your free stuff should solve some sort of pain point, and a lot of times, these pain points can be utilized in how we market them, especially on organic content. Now, I'm going to show you guys a tweet now and show you kind of how this plays out. And then what we're going to do is we'll reverse engineer the whole thing and then I'll show you kind of how the process works. Okay. So jumping into the tweet, pop this open real quick. All right. We've worked with 50 plus digital agencies in the past 12 months. The common denominator question mark each struggled with time and energy management, so we developed a planner specifically for agency owners slash staff. Retweet and reply impact, and I'll send a link for you to download it. Okay, this was probably my best performing tweet I've ever put out. One of the best resources that we've ever done. Now, this is considered a two step, right? Where someone will comment and they'll retweet this, and then we will send them the resource. And then when we send them the resource, the doors open for us to continue to engage with them, to either give them more value, see if there's something that we can send them, and then eventually it goes into a discovery call, okay, which is kind of nice. So, building resources like this and throwing kind of some spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, and this one stuck, got 568 comments, 323 retweets, 348 likes, and about 70 saves. Okay. And you guys can see all the comments down here as you're rolling through. And then what I did is I set up an autoresponder for this one. And so I didn't even send out the first tweet or the first message, right? And then after that first message, that's where the magic happens. And you got to stay towards the end of the stream to understand what that magic actually is. So buckle in and let's reverse engineer this thing just a little bit and understand why this actually works. Okay. Now, you guys, if you've been in marketing for a while now, you understand this content formula very well. If you don't understand this content formula, I would highly recommend learning it because it's one, relatively easy, but two, it is the cornerstone to a lot of how marketing is done. Okay. And you guys probably already know this, okay, because you're smart, savvy marketers. And so, if we kind of zoom out here, you're going to notice within this tweet, we have four main segments. Okay. And anytime that we write a tweet specifically for a resource, this is the formula that we use. Why? Because it because it works and it's consistent. All right. Now let's talk about the hook for a second. Okay, so we always hook in our audience, and if you guys have created content before, you know that this is a very important segment of your content. Okay, so the hook. We've worked with 50 plus digital agencies in the past 12 months. Okay, 50 plus digital agency. What did you work with them on? Okay, people turn their head a little bit at this first statement, and they're like, "Okay, got it." So you worked with 50 plus digital agencies. That's cool. That's impressive. Like, what are you talking about here? Okay, so it gets people to continue reading. So you have to hook them in. From there, we introduce a problem. Okay. And we introduce a problem because chances are the people that we're speaking to are probably going to have this problem. And if you guys remember in our lead magnet training, and I'll show you guys up here real fast. Okay. If you guys remember our lead magnet training, yeah, yeah, right here, we talk about this. When we're designing our lead magnets, okay, we have to put pain points here, okay? And we have to understand our clients' pain points. And whether you guys talk about their firmographics, demo, psycho, or technographics, right? Industry, company size, but really it's going to be the psychographics, right? Pain points, goals, values, okay? These are what we're pulling out, and this is what we are injecting into our copy, right? And so really important step. Do not skip that. If you don't know your prospects' pain points, it's gonna be really hard for you to market to them. Okay. Now we talked about the pain point or the problem, the common denominator question mark. Each struggled with time and energy management. And I'm sure you guys are probably thinking like, "Hey, Josh, at some point in time, I've struggled with energy and time management. I know I have personally." And so we've created solution developed a planner specifically for agency owners slash staff. Okay. So not just for the agency owner, but hey, this is also very effective for your entire team. So we open up the market to not just the owner, but also the people that are inside of the business. Okay. Solution. And then from there, we go into our call to action. Okay. Retweet and reply, impact, and I'll send you the link for you to download it. Okay. You guys, it's not rocket science. It's relatively easy, actually. This is one of the easier ways to attract people into a tweet or written content. Now, the same can be applied for pretty much any type of content. You could do this for video content as well, long form content. Okay. This is the content formula that just simply works. And even if it's organic or even paid content, this is the same formula that we utilize to create all of our paid content for when we were running our agency. Right. So this formula, it does work. I don't know why, but sometimes our brain shuts off and we move away. And here's the thing is I know you guys freaking know this formula already. Okay. So sometimes our brain turns off and we just throw shit at the wall and it doesn't work. Okay. So utilize this formula. It does work out well. Okay. Now, didn't work? Question mark. Okay. Well, that's going to happen from time to time. I think the first time that I posted this specific piece of content, it got like 8 retweets and that was it. And it didn't do very well. So if it doesn't work, okay, you guys run it back. Run the same resource next week with just maybe slightly different copy. Try a different hook, try a different call to action, try a different problem that you're introducing, right? Your marketers do some marketing, okay? Change your copy up, okay? And then from there, repeat 5, 6 times until you get the winning copy. Guys, I've ran resources before, and it's taken me 5 to 6 times before I found the winner, right? Of the different copies. So if you feel like the resource is really good, then keep running the copy. Try different things. And if it still doesn't work, you're probably not solving a big enough problem with the resource that you developed. So go back to the drawing board and try something new. Okay. At that point, you're probably running into a wall there or a ceiling. It's just probably not going to take off of it if people haven't really responded to it within the first 5 or 6 of you changing the copy. Okay. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. Cool. All right. Now, After we do this, this is like the initial work that goes into it, but this isn't what lands deals. Okay. This is the foot in the door. There's stuff that needs to happen after this for it to really be effective. And honestly, this is where a majority of agency owners and business owners stop. They'll put out a great piece of content, and I've seen it so many times, guys. A lot of you guys put out great content, but this is where you stop. And you're just like, awesome, I just delivered all this value, built all this goodwill, but you didn't make any more money, which kind of sucks. So let me show you how to bring the dollars in. Okay. Now, hitting motherfucking DMs, all right? You gotta hit the DMs, guys. It's necessary. If you don't hit the DMs, then it's not going to help you. And so before we hit the DMs, we have to have a good understanding of like, okay, why hit the DMs and understanding the kind of like psychological side of hitting the DMs. Okay. Now, there's two things that I want you guys to understand. There's first intent based and there's non-intent based. Okay. Now, what's the big difference here? Well, guys, intent based would be anytime someone shows interest in your paid services. So, say you're running an agency, you guys do content creation, someone reaches out to you directly and says, "Hey, Josh, I'm interested in working alongside of you and your agency." Okay. They're actually reaching out about the offer and what we do. Okay. Now this lead is curated, aka they're kind of like raising their hand and they're showing intent to learn more about what we do. That's intent based. Okay. Now, what we're talking about and what this strategy specifically does is not intent based because we're not talking about our offer. We're not making a post saying, "Hey, this is what we do. If you're interested, hit us up." Right? Well, that's not what we're doing because one, that doesn't work, right? If we just posted about our offer and be like, "Hey, I create content. Anyone interested?" Well, we're not going to get anybody to raise their hand. Okay. Now, flip side of the coin, non-intent based, and this is where the magic happens. Okay. Non-intent based is anytime someone is going to show interest in a valuable freebie or something that we've made. Right. This is where our free resources come in. All right. And free resources are what we consider a non-intent based prospect. Okay. Now, how does this play out? And I like this example. This was an old Facebook group. We don't run this Facebook group anymore. But this was something that we were running. Where and this is just an example, right? To give you guys an additional example outside of kind of just the definitions, right? So a non-intent based question. If you guys were to do this for like a group join, or if you guys are doing like a community somewhere, this becomes really effective. But one non-intent based question. Hey, if you want access to our free LinkedIn lead generation training, drop your email here. Okay. They want access to a free training, a freebie, something along those lines. That is what we consider a non-intent based prospect. Okay. So they have no intent in buying our offer yet. Intent based would be more along the lines of, would you like more information on potentially getting our help to scale your agency using systems first approach? Reply yes, and we'll reach out with some info. Okay. That's intent based. Okay. They want information about our offer, right? So I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but I want you guys to have a full understanding of the difference between the two. Okay. Now, let's keep moving along here. Now, a majority of our organic content will produce non-intent leads or non-intent prospects. And that's the whole point of this. But there's a lot of behind the scenes work that has to be done in order for us to take these non-intent leads and start to turn them into conversations and turn them into actual prospects and turn them into an opportunity that we can then close. And that's where the DMs happen. Okay. So let's hop into it. Non-intent based scripts. So, first thing, step one, where and how to engage with leads. Well, where would just be inside of the DMs, but how is a whole different thing. Okay. So, let me give you guys some instruction here. Okay. So, when someone comments on your freebie or you put out a really great resource and it's starting to blow up, you're going to go into the comments. You're going to go like that comment. This is going to, one, give them a notification that you guys liked their comment. And then we're just going to reply to them. And this is just an example, but like check your DM. This will give them a second notification saying, "Hey, check it out." Okay. So it will get them over to the DMs. Okay. Now, importance here during this step, make sure that you guys use mobile. It's a little bit slow on desktop. So want to make sure it's not laggy and it doesn't take forever. Okay. Because if you're doing all this from the thumbs, it's going to take a minute. So make sure that you're doing it in the best way possible. A lot of times, mobile is going to be a lot faster than running it on desktop, especially on Facebook. If you guys are like Facebook heavy, it's really slow on Facebook. Okay. Instagram's not as bad, but it is a little bit more user friendly on mobile. Okay. Now, we're getting them notifications. After that, okay, if you guys have a sales team or setters or something along those lines, liking and responding to the comment indicates that you've claimed the lead. So if you guys have setters or closers, uh, make sure that if someone likes it, that kind of claims the lead. And that way, a second person's not coming in there and claiming that lead, and there's not all these crossed wires with your sales team. Okay, that's the last thing we want. So make sure you guys have a good understanding of that. Okay, now once we sent that initial engagement, comment, like on the response. Okay. Then we start to hit the DMs. Okay. So understand the psychology of this process, guys. Okay. First thing that we're going to do is confirm that they came and got what they asked for. Okay. And reminding them of the post. Like, hey, sent this over. Just wanted to make sure you got it. Right. From there, we're going to set the frame. This is where we kind of get permission to ask questions and make sure that we're building value of the training that we did give them, and then give them a clear light at the end of the tunnel. We want to make sure that there is either additional information that we can send them, right, or figure out like, hey, why exactly did they get this in the first place? Okay. Now we're going to ask some questions following that if we get permission from them. And I'll show you guys a more in-depth script here in just a second, but this is more of the framework. Okay. We're going to ask questions that are going to elicit a few different things here. One, their current situation. So where are they currently at? What are they doing? Okay. What is keeping them from getting that? And then their desired result. Okay. This stuff is critical. Okay. If you guys have ever done sales training before, and I know Samir, you just came over from Corey. Okay. This is where we create the pain point and then being able to get them into a discovery call. Okay. So we need to make sure that we get them in some sort of pain point, and make sure that we can understand their situation fully. Now, some of this will happen on a phone call, right? But for the most part, we could figure out like, hey, like where are you currently at? What are you trying to do? Can we send over an additional training? And then from there, there's a really cool end of the script that I'll show you guys here in just a second that really ties this down. Okay. And then from there, we just get some permission for feedback. Okay. We need that feedback to them so we can build authority. Okay. And then from there, we can show them a little bit of insight. Okay. We have to be careful how much that we are actually these guys. Because if we just give them the how to do it, then they're probably not going to need you. Right. But we talk more about the what's, right? So go into the what of like, hey, this is what you need to fix, not necessarily the how. So if it's lead generation, for example, like, oh, okay, got it. Well, you guys should definitely run some cold outbound on LinkedIn. It's been really effective for a lot of our clients. That's what. Okay. I'm not going to take them through the whole process of running cold outbound on LinkedIn, right? In the DMs. That'd be crazy. That would take forever. But two, you're giving your what you're selling away for free, right? So make sure that you give them a little bit of the what, okay? Give them a little carrot, and then not the how. Okay. And then from there, you want to book a consult with them. And if you're, or triage them, if they're a setter, try to get on the phone with them quickly. Okay. And this is where you'll book a consult with the prospect if you're an entrepreneur, or 15-minute triage if you're a setter. Okay. So some tips here: got to use short, pointed questions, give insights on the what, not the how, and then try to have conversation all at once. Do not drag this over multiple days. If you guys delay the messaging, then this is not going to be as effective. Okay. So anytime you get someone to respond to you, we keep the messaging going, just like you're texting your wife or your girlfriend, and you're back and forth really fast. Okay. So we want to make sure time is of the essence here, because time kills deals. And we want to make sure that we are getting this to the end as fast as possible. Okay. So if someone engages with you, stay in the DMs with them until you get to the end. Right now, let's talk scripts. And this is the last little bit of the training. We'll open it up for Q&A right after this. Okay. Last little bit of the training here. You guys like my little dragon here? Isn't it cute? My wife walked in while I was making this, and I had this like PNG pulled up, um, and she was like, "What?" She's like, "That's cute, but what are you using that for?" I was like, "We use it for agency therapy." Okay, so we want to have we want to hit the DMs like a fire breathing dragon. This is how we do it. And I've got a nice little script for you guys here that you can utilize. Okay. So it's inside of the agency therapy stream board. Okay. So once again, this is non intent based for SMS or DMs or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now, where to use this. So anytime anybody responds to a two-step resource, aka likes or comments on the post, and we'll PM you or DM you, and from there we'll move into the first message. Okay. Now, first message. Hey, just saw you commented LinkedIn on Josh's Facebook post about the free seven-figure sales course. Do you want this? Okay. Something along those lines. Now, still want this? Just let me know. Now, if from there, if they still want this, okay, great. What's your email? Okay. Now we're getting some contact information from them, and then we can send it over personally. Now, if you guys are doing direct DMs, you'll probably skip over this part. Okay. And you'll probably move more into a framework of, hey, just saw you commented on the Instagram post, Twitter post, whatever it is. Real quick, what made you download that resource, right? Or something along the lines of, were you also looking to learn more about how to create systems around other lanes in your agency, or more so just on the lead generation front? Okay. So keep the conversation going. Ask some questions. Okay. Do not go straight into statements or try to go straight for the call. Okay. We have to build a little bit of rapport here. Okay. And then from there, can you send additional? I can send you additional training based on what you're trying to do. Okay. And then from there, we can move them over into message 3 and we can probe in with more questions when needed. Okay. And then from here, it's simple of like, hey, definitely have something that will be helpful for this. Same email, okay. And then from here, this is where we get them. And this is one of the best scripts that I've utilized. This is one that Cole Gordon put out. Excellent, excellent script to use. Highly recommended it on the second part here. Okay. But look, this training is going to be helpful, but it's not the magic bullet to hitting X, right? And so we have to probe in a little bit, and that's where we have to learn about their goals. Cool. Like, what made you download the resource in the first place? Sweet. Like, is that something that you're struggling with? Tell me a little bit more. Like, where's the business at currently? Right. So we have to probe in and actually have a conversation with them, figure out where they're currently at, figure out where they're trying to go. Okay. And then from there, we talk about, hey, do you have 5 to 10 minutes later today to have a chat? We have clients in your exact space hitting those numbers or more, and I'd be happy to show you some of the frameworks we have them using. And then plus can send you whatever trainings you need based off of that combo too. Now, you'll see individual sends here as well. These sends become really important, like individually, so it doesn't seem automated and it feels like more of a conversation versus us writing out everything in order, right? Or I'm sorry, in one text block, right? So send, 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 send. Okay. And when we do that, it feels just a little bit more human versus something that's just copy and pasted. And we've all gotten those copy and paste messages before. It doesn't feel great when we get those, right? And chances are we could push someone away. Now, you guys, these scripts are great, but be a human at the same time. If you're getting these conversations, try to keep them going. Okay, and really the best way that this works is having a second training or some back pocket trainings that are common in the space, right? So, hey, I noticed that you're working on lead generation. Like what else are you guys working on in the business right now? Or what other challenges are you guys having in the business right now? From there, you can kind of probe in and figure out what else you're doing. Hey, we definitely have another training for that. But hey, it's not going to be the magic bullet to hitting whatever the goal is, right? And so make sure you guys talk a little bit about the goals. Make sure you talk a little bit about what they're trying to do in the business and have an understanding of where they're trying to take things, right? And have an understanding that, hey, this training is going to be helpful for you guys, but it's not going to be a magic bullet. It's not going to be the thing that's going to get you to 100K a month to 500K per month. That's where your solution comes in, right? And so these scripts have been very effective for us. In this, especially when you're creating content where it is really solid content or really solid resources or trainings that people can download, that's when we build that authority and leadership, and we can get into these conversations and actually be able to get them across into a discovery call or a triage call. Okay. And that's the whole point. If we could just continue the conversation, we could just get them on the call, that's going to be huge. Okay. And so if you guys are having a hard time booking clients through this, I'd be very curious to see the scripts that you guys are sending out because these have worked extremely well for us. And I think I accidentally um, mixed up one of the beginning scripts, so I'll make a quick fix to that after the stream tonight. But hopefully that makes sense on your guys' side. And here's the thing: is um, don't give up. Okay. When you guys are getting ghosted, so like say you sent the message, but like people are starting to ghost you, don't be afraid to send some follow-ups here. Okay. Just bumping this to the top of the inbox, bumping this, following up on this, follow-up status, question mark. Just want to make sure you didn't lose it in the shuffle. And then if you're like getting to the end and like people are really ignoring you, are you live? Question mark. Did you die? Question mark. And then any convos that you're like really starting to get traction with, make sure you guys mark those convos as unread so you can go back to them. All right. And even Twitter has the ability you can pin 5 conversations to the top of your inbox and you can follow up with them in the future or continue that conversation at a later date. Okay. So make sure that you guys do that. It's going to be really effective in this strategy. Okay. Now, that's the training day, guys. Break down these tweets. Okay, go create your own trainings. Okay, you need trainings, you need resources for this to actually be helpful, but it's very value forward. We're going to one, build market leader positioning while doing this, which is great. Okay, we want to be a market leader, and this is how we do it. Okay, we put out market leader content. And then from there, we got to hit the DMs. Okay, follow up with these people. Okay, make sure that they get the resource, but also make sure that you're continuing the conversation and trying to get them into whatever your solution is. Okay. All right, let's hit some Q and A. Relatively quick one today. Impactful. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna bring my stream back over here now, so I don't have to look at my other screen. Let's hit some Qs. What you guys got? Hit me. Samir, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. No questions? I'll give it an extra second. Nothing? Man, quiet. Crickets. Come on, no, there's a couple questions. Samir, you've always got good questions. Felix, you've always got good questions. Hang for another minute. He said this one was packed. I need to rewatch. Sorry, I kind of went through it quick. Um, yeah, some good stuff in here. Okay. All right. Sounds good. No other questions. Team, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Okay. For another agency therapy. We're gonna keep on the lead generation train probably for one more week, and then we'll hop off and do some other stuff. When I get back from my trip, we will have a different format. We'll be doing things slightly different, which will be fun. Okay. I'm excited for it. You guys should definitely tune in. If you're new here, welcome. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. And subscribe. It helps us. Okay. I appreciate you guys. Good to see everyone. Love ya. We'll see you next week.